Yeah, we're here to become really present. Really present, open. Open your heart to what's here, what's in your awareness. We're going to get some professional help from Jesus here, following his lesson.
Our lesson today is lesson 273. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Perhaps we are now ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. If this is not yet feasible, we are content and even more than satisfied to learn how such a day can be achieved. We give way to a disturbance. Let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. We need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine. And nothing can intrude upon the peace that God himself has given to his Son.
And the prayer. Father, your peace is mine. What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? What need have I to fear that anything can rob me of what you would have me keep? I cannot lose your gifts to me. And so the peace you gave your Son is with me still, in quietness and in my own eternal love for you. In my own eternal love for you, God. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. So in itself, this is just some words, but their meaning have huge potential for us. So we shall offer that to ourselves now. Offer some time, some space to experience the stillness of the peace of God, beyond understanding, beyond comprehension. Beyond anything you have ever dreamed of, I would say. Let's go within. We're ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. Oh, if there is anything disturbing, anything that doesn't seem to be the peace of God, please just let it go. Just release whatever blocks you. Whenever you question your value, say, God Himself is incomplete without me. Whenever you question your value, say, God Himself is incomplete without me. Remember this when the ego speaks, and you will not hear it. The truth about you is so lofty that nothing unworthy of God is worthy of you. Nothing unworthy of God is worthy of you. Choose then what you want in these terms and accept nothing that you would not offer to God as wholly fitting for Him. Accept nothing that you would not offer to God as wholly fitting for Him. How beautiful. You don't want anything else. Return your part to Him, and He will give you all of Himself in exchange for the return of what belongs to Him and renders Him complete. Give yourself. It's very, very windy here in Spain, here in this area today. As most of us have noticed, and I feel this wind. I can see this wind as the Holy Spirit. It dries up any dampness. It takes care of any dirt, any leaf, anything that is laying around that doesn't need to be there. The wind is just taking it. This is how the Holy Spirit is. The mind needs this clearing. Mind needs this clearing. We don't want anything lay around that doesn't serve. Nothing unworthy of God is worthy of you. Don't want anything laying around. And it's very strong right now. It's almost like it has been a lot of preparation, a lot of nice warm days. And now we don't even have drinking water for most of our days here. Plus the wind it's like a storm. It's like a clearing. Drying up. There's no possibility of something molding or something growing, something unhelpful. There is no chance of it. You can give yourself to this freshness in the mind. And you can invite, please let anything unclear come to the surface so it can be blown away, so it can be taken care of by this storm that the Holy Spirit can be seen as a loving storm, helping you to clear the mind. Storm of love, clarity, presence. Jesus is humbly asking, perhaps we are ready for a day of undisturbed tranquility. Perhaps you are ready. And he's saying, if you're not, if this is not feasible for you, you're content and even more than satisfied to learn how such a day can be achieved. That's cool. We can learn how such a day can be achieved. We should be really curious about that. How can I learn to have a day of undisturbed tranquility? If we give way to a disturbance, let us learn how to dismiss it and return to peace. If you gave way to a disturbance, let the Holy Spirit teach you how you can dismiss it. How can you dismiss a disturbance and return to peace? We need but tell our minds with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine, and nothing can intrude upon the peace that God Himself has given to His Son. That's all. If you feel a disturbance, you tell your mind with certainty, the stillness of the peace of God is mine. And you may need to sit down if there is a disturbance that makes you very disturbed, very annoyed, or frustrated, or fearful. You need to sit. You need to give yourself space. This is most important. Take some space. Go within. I invite you, Spirit. The stillness of the peace of God is mine. Doubt can be like an addiction. It can creep back in, but then you need to just take some more time if you want the peace. If you want the peace, it will come to you. It is not just available, it's your birthright. It's what's there when you have questioned everything else. Can you feel the tranquility, or is there something in the way? Yeah.
Restart my day. And my prayer is to know that it's possible, to lay down the pride, the victimhood, the guilt, the fear, the whole package. It just comes as a package. When one thing comes in, they're just queuing up. And it's like the fear of fear. And there's self-doubts in there, so I want to lay that down as well. But I'm not clear. It's a prayer, to just stay with this.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, I don't think it's too late to start your day right. So I appreciate this. And I'll give you an assignment for tomorrow. When you wake up, be very on to what your first thoughts are.
Okay.
And say, I don't want any thoughts of worry, of planning, of anything that is unworthy of God, basically. Take space, take at least 10 or 15 minutes to sit with your mind, with God. And then see what your next step is.
Yeah. It's like this playing out of the belief of being like a second-class citizen. That's the only way I can describe it. So it takes hold. I want to lay that down and just follow the direction. Just, allow it to blow away in the wind.
Yeah. Who would make such a distinction? Second-class citizen.
Yeah. It's like second-hand roles. I was, the hand-me-down person in the family, and something around that.
And mind, holy mind, and nothing but mind. internally one, and yeah, whatever comparison the ego has made up, it's all false. But it's based in a core belief that needs to be released. Yeah. So thank you. The ego has so many beliefs. Can't believe how many. It's like you need to be really on to it. You really need to watch your mind. That's why Jesus says it hundreds of times in the Course. Watch your mind. Watch your thoughts. Okay, Jonas.
I'll try to watch my thoughts. I had a friend the other day who spoke a Facebook Live, and he talked about an exercise he got from Maharajni, or what he's called, a self-inquiry exercise. And I just want to ask how it relates to the Course. And the exercise is that when you have a thought, you ask, who is the thinker? And then I felt inspired that if I'm suffering, then I can ask, who is the sufferer? Or if I feel victim, who is the victim? But I cannot really see how exactly it is to the Course, but it feels good to think.
Well, it helps because, if you do the inquiry and go within, you will see it's the little me, the small identity every time. When you say, who is the sufferer? And when you see that, you know that it's not you. When you realize that, because when you identify as the sufferer, you can't see. But when you do the inquiry, you can observe it. And that's the first step, to see that you're not it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Lori.
Morning. I just want to put on the altar the things that have got the potential to disturb my peace. Two things, and the first one is just any thoughts or concerns about the kids today. It's the first, they've both gone to school today for a full day. And I want to be vigilant of those thoughts, that I really just want to trust that whatever happens, it's in support of the healing for all of us, and not listen to anything else.
So it sounds like there is some fear that is not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to name them? The fears?
It's something around like understanding again, because this morning Joe had questions. I feel upset now. I don't want to hold on to this guilt, but Joe had questions this morning, so we went in early. But the teacher that was taking him for the first subject, or whatever it was he was doing, didn't speak any English. And I tried to say as best I could, but the teacher didn't understand. So I felt like I just had to leave Joe. He didn't get his questions answered. And all I could really think to say, one of his concerns was, I don't know where to wait when you come and pick me up. So the only thing I could say was, I'll come early and I'll come and look for you. So don't worry.
That's beautiful. Allowing.
Yeah. And to let that be enough, because then I walked home thinking, he didn't get any of his questions answered. And
Yeah.
I just want to know that even with that, he'll be all right. He'll be looked after.
That's good. That's how you need to trust. You had the intention of helping him getting his answers, but that didn't happen. Okay, the Holy Spirit still has the whole thing. Because your lesson is to trust. Because sometimes we make plans and we think this would be good, would be great.
Yeah.
But often, probably most of the time, it doesn't occur that way. So then you need to be flexible and let go and trust. Don't know. Maybe he has a new friend there who speaks English that will translate for him, or someone else will say something that answers the question, or this is, I think, a big invitation for you to release this role, this responsibility you feel, and really trust God.
Yeah, that feels good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Just because yesterday I was thinking like, wow, it seems I am this thought like I need a lot of things, but I just realized in my mind that what I really want is the peace of God, the joy. Then I was just help me. I want to feel joy. I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel, but in the morning I was reading the lesson. Then I have this question, what I really want. And when you said, look in your mind, I read and what I really want, and then I got afraid to look at my mind, see, what if I don't want the peace of God the most, And then I got this fear to look and to go inside and see what is there. And this urgent to see if it's not the peace of God, I want to cling like the wind. I want to go away. But I can see the fear that if I don't want the peace of God, like priority in my mind, I just want to put on the altar this fear of what if it's not the peace of God if I want the most.
Yeah. The thing with the peace of God is, if that is what you want the most, you have it. That's how it works. So you can be sure that if you don't feel the peace of God, you did want something else. And so what you're doing is beautiful, because then you say, well, what I must wanted something else. Let me see, what is that? Let me take a look in my mind to see what I thought is more valuable than the peace of God. What could it possibly be? And then ask, if you find out what it was, you say, would I really believe that this could help me more than the peace of God? And then you can release that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Peace of God is there. So certainly, when we let go of anything that is not that. Yeah. We had a quiet day 2 days ago and see my quiet day yesterday here. And we're going to carry on because it's very truly helpful, especially in terms of this lesson. A day of undisturbed tranquility. We can give a little bit of time for that. And here at the community, we'll have a quiet day.